Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Tim and welcome to my second video for Golf with Friends. Now, today is another tutorial and this one is for the map Haunted. Now, just like the last tutorial, I will not show you the highest possible score. I will simply show you a way to pretty much always win. Now, there are shots which are better, but those shots can go wrong, and when you don't get them, then you have to start all over again. Whilst these shots, if you miss them, as you will see, because I probably will miss some shots, you're still able to put from there and it will be quite easy. This is a strategy that you can just use in every game and consistently win. So without further ado, let's get to it and start with the first hole. So here what you want to do is you want to match your power exactly with the square, with the third square that's in front of you, and then you should always get a hole in one. Hole 2, now here you can press L to turn off the light of your golf ball, and now you want to match, you want to count the squares, and you want to have 5.5 squares of power and aim straight forward. Now you can turn your light off, which is useful for being able to see where exactly you want to go, because the golf ball will not always be on the center of the line. Now as you can see, I had a little too, well, I didn't have quite enough power, which resulted in me missing the shot. Here you want to aim slightly over the parallel line, and you want to aim towards the third boulder or whatever it's called on the side, and then you will always get a hole in one if you're doing it correctly. Now onto hole 4, here you will be able to zoom out and shoot full power towards that diagonal piece of wood, which will not get you a hole in one, but it should always give you a hole in two. And that's an eagle, so that's good enough. On to the next hole. Now this circle always messes with me, so what I would do is I shoot 3 bars of power and just miss the right side, which always lines me up perfectly for the next shot, which I shoot at 2.6 or 2.7 bars of power. Now this does not always get me a hole in two, but as I said before, this will get you in a position to putt from there, and you'll still get a birdie, which is more than, well, better than most people get on this map. So it will pretty much consistently make you win. Here, instead of going for the card, you can just shoot 2 bars of power towards the side of the slope. After that, 2.5 bars of power towards the corner, and then you should be able to be in a position where you can putt from here. However, I think I missed this putt up, but I messed this putt up, but that's not such a big deal. It's, well, it costs one shot, but generally you can make mistakes because other people make mistakes as well. I slightly was too short on power here, but still not a bad score. Now here you want to go to the third boulder, or I don't know what it's called, let's just call it boulder. And you want to shoot full power or just a bit below full power. And after that, from here, you want to shoot exactly 1 bar of power slightly to the left of the hole because of the slope, and that should always get you a hole in two. Moving on here, this is a very nice shot. You can aim full power towards the bucket. I will indicate with an arrow where exactly you want to shoot, and this will perfectly line you up for a hole in two, which is great because the other one, the loopings, they always mess me up. So doing this hole in two, it's very consistent. Here you want to shoot just below full power, and you want to end up at the right side of that slope down there. So it doesn't matter where exactly you shoot, just shoot somewhere near the right of that slope. Just make sure you don't go full power, because then you might miss the next shot, which is full power. And then instead of aiming for the hole, you want to aim to the right of it because of the slope, and then you should just hope it gets you in one. And if it doesn't, then you can still take the second shot. Or the third it is. On to the next hole. Here again, zoom out. You can see the pad where you want to land and just full power aim for that. And this is a very consistent hole. It should always get you a hole in two if you're able to hit the putt, which you probably should. On to the next hole. Full power on the right page of the book, and this has a very wide range. That's why I love it. It will almost always get you perfectly in for the putt. Now just make sure that this is quite far away, so use over 1 bar of power but you should be able to quite comfortably hit that. And here I always go 0.9 bars of power and slightly past the side here so that we are lined up with the slope. I shot a bit too softly here, so a bit more than that, 0.9, and then it is 3.7 through the opening in there. However, you need to make sure it's straight through the middle, because if you hit one of the sides, then it messes it up completely for you, as you saw in my first attempt. And then here it's still a bar, so that's not bad. I messed one shot up and still a bar, so right, that's not totally bad. For the next one, you want to aim straight through the middle and shoot at 2 bars of power. And here you want to aim at the 5th boulder and slightly over 2.5 bars of power, which I messed up a bit, so I didn't get the hole in 2, but still, again, a hole in 3, it's not bad, especially for a bar 4. For the next hole, I always go slightly left of the kettle, full power, and this should get you into a nice position for putting. And again, if you don't hit this putt, it's not a big deal, because you'll still get a bar, and that's while messing one shot up. Because as you see here, I slightly miss it. But that's no big deal, because a lot of people here can't make it over, and they mess up one shot as well. This will still be able to win you the game. Here you want to go about 2.2, 2.3 bars of power, and aim at the right side of the pot. And for the next shot, you want to aim 2.5 bars of power, and just aim for whichever side, it doesn't really matter. This is quite consistent, always a 3-stroke hole. But the good thing is that a lot of people mess up on this hole, so if you're able to get a 3 on it, then you'll get quite a big advantage there. For this one, you shoot 3.1 bars of power straight to the corner. Here you shoot 1.7 bar of power, and this, just don't mess with the book. 1.7 bars of power gets you in perfectly lined up to take your full power shot, and then you can just get it in. And you can try to bounce it off the book, but it does not give you any advantage, it only makes it harder for you, so I advise not to do that. Next one, full power, and then take a bit off, so you're going to get 3.9 or something. If you go full power, you will not be able to clear that bump, so that's why you go take it off a little. For the next one, you shoot at between 2 and 2.5 bars of power. Doesn't really matter how much it is, it's quite a big range. Just don't go higher than 2.5, because then you might bounce out, and that's not not what you want to do. And then from there it's just a simple putt. And finally, for the last hole, aim full power at the point where I was aiming. I'll put an arrow in there. It's very easy to spot in game, but it's a bit harder to explain it to you. And then aim 3 bars of power, and then just miss the wood on the left, and it should get you in right, and it should line you up nicely with the hole. And then you aim again 3 bars of power straight through the center to get you the putt. And as you can see, I should be able to get it. Yeah. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a rating, and if you want to play with me, then just comment your Steam name, I'll add you, and then maybe we can play 1 or 2 games. I hope you enjoyed the video and it helped you, and I'll see you later.